Yeah, yesterday we have seen integration with JSON util how to read the data from the fetch data from the JSON file, and we have seen Excel file we have seen, and JSON file also we have seen. Uh, Whichever is best suitable for your project, we can integrate any. Either we can integrate either Excel or JSON or both. Right. In the framework, so far we have created reusable methods and how to read the test data from Excel and JSON. Today we will see one more important feature, reports. If you are implementing framework means reports are very, very important. Without report, we don't know which are passed, which are failed. Then we need to send report to the higher management. So how we will make it without report? We cannot say which one is failed or passed. So here today's class I will explain how to integrate extent reports in our framework API framework. For that, first in the pom.xml file, we have to add the extent report dependency. Right, we can go to Maven repository. We can search for extent reports. Click on search. Okay, then we'll add. Click on this com.event stack extent report. Latest version is 5.1.2. Okay, take this dependency, copy in our pom.xml. Okay, once you save it, it will download automatically from the repository to local repository to our project. We can see in the Maven dependencies, under Maven dependencies, jar file, extent report, it is added 5.1.2. Okay, fine. Once we added, what we will do, we will create a one util class report util. Maybe we'll create a class as a report util. Here we will create a one method to initialize the extent reports. To initialize the extent report, we'll create a static method, public static void initialize report. Okay, now we'll create the extent report. What is the main object? We have extent reports. And then we have to we can set the report name. These are all configuration details if we want. Then we have to create the extent Spark report. Extent Spark report. Main object is the extent reports. Then we have to create the Spark reporter. For this, we have to give the path where we want to generate the report. We can generate wherever we want. We can generate under this project registration training. We will get the root path. Okay, root path. How we will get system.get property user.dir. And then wherever we want, I want to generate inside a test output, or you want to generate a reports folder maybe. Okay, under reports folder, under root project, create the reports folder. Under that, extent report.html. For each execution, if you want a different numbers. Suppose if we execute every time, what will happen? Same name it will create. It will override the previous report. I want to keep it to previous reports also. So we can generate the maybe date. How we will get system.current time millis means it will return the current date in current time in milliseconds. There's some unique that means current time current date format in the millis form. So that we will get Otherwise, if you want to attach, you want to generate a date format or simple date format, maybe if you want to generate, I want to attach with in this format. I want to attach generate date in this format, suppose. Okay, hdf dot format current date, get the hdf dot format date, and then we will get the in this format. Date is it in this format, year, month, date underscore hours, minutes, seconds, so that we can attach, so that it will be somewhat we can understand easily at what time, which date we have generated this report. Just I will append that underscore, that underscore, and then plus attach this date. Okay, it will generate extend report underscore date dot html file. Okay, then we will give this path here. Okay, fine. For extend reports, if you want to, then get config, get config. If you want to set the what is happening? Add cache to extend reports. Get config. Get, is there any third config? Okay, we don't have get config. Is it removed? Okay, we'll see that. I think config how to add. I think latest version something modified. We'll see that. Spark dot. Okay, in the Spark report we can attach config is coming in the Spark reporter. Spark reporter dot config dot set report name. Spark dot document title. If you want to get a report name, document title, and then we have to attach this Spark reporter, whatever we have created this Spark reporter to the main object. Extend report dot attach report. This Spark report we can attach it to the main object. We can have a set a config, or we will have a multiple things. We can whatever we want. We can set it, set CSS, set document title. These are all protocol reporter, set theme. If you want themes also, we can set it. For now, just these two are enough. These two are enough. And in the main object, we can set system info. That means in the main object, we can set here extend Spark report. We can set the config details. That is report information. Here we can set the system information. That is who is executing. Right. Environment. Who is the tester? Suppose some tester is executing this one tester. We can get those things dynamically from the dynamic parameter, runtime parameters. We can set it. What is the environment? Set system info. Any number of we can set any number of system info. What the project? See, like this we can set any number of set system info. Key and value pairs. Key and value. These are all will come under reports. Right. These are all will show in the report. Okay, fine. Extend report object. Now what we will do, we will make it as a singleton class, so that what will happen if we make it as a singleton class, we can create only one object at a time. If you want to make it as a singleton, or we will make it as a private static variable of the current class, and a public static method which should return the, we can return this object as this object return. We can return the object of this extent reports, but we have to verify extent. If it is if it is not equal to null, if it is null, right? When we have to create the object of it, if it is a null, extent equal to null, then only we need to create the object of it. Otherwise, just if it is already created, just return it. Just return it. Extent object. Yeah, 1 second. Okay, just return it. Okay. Then we will create one more thing. One more class called extent manager. Okay, what it will do? It will actually create the object and it will create the object of it, and we will create some static methods here. Public static right, get. Here what we will do, we will create a, while executing the parallel, we will get some issues. So to avoid that one, we will create a thread local, create a thread local object. So thread local object we will create with extend test. Extend test. Maybe I already have it. Just let me create. Okay, let me copy. I already created. Just quickly we will copy paste. Okay. Here what we are doing, we are creating a thread local object for the extend test. We require extend test for each test case. Extend test for each test case. Then only we can log the report, log the logs for each test case. Then extend manager dot, for the method we have created in the report util. We will change it to a get instance of extend reports. Here we have to call the report util dot get instance of. Right, otherwise we can keep it everything inside a single method, but it's better to that isolation, do the isolation so that will be. If you want to add anything else in the report detail, we can add without disturbing this class. So extend test object, then get the extend report object. How to get extend report object? Report util dot get instance. If we call this method in the report util, it will return the object of the extend reports. From the extend report, once we get the extend report object, we can create extend dot create test. We can pass. Here we are creating one more method, public static synchronized. So to avoid any conflicts while executing parallel. So we are using the synchronized block, public static synchronized extend test, start test. We have to give the what is the test case name and description, so that it will create the extend object dot create test, pass the test case name and description, and set this extend test in the thread local object. Thread local object. So whoever want, they will call get test method. They will get the extend test object from the this thread local object. And then once the test case is done, remove the extend test. Whenever we start the test case, it will create it, and then we will have to remove it. Finally, we have to call the flush method. So then only it will generate the report. Otherwise, it will not generate the report. It will not generate report. Okay, fine. Then we have to call these things. right? Where I have to call these things. I have to start the test. Where I want to start the test? Every test case. So come to base test. Okay, come to base test. We will create the at the rate before method. Before method will execute for each and every test case. So before method, just write the before method. So here, what we need to do, call the extent manager dot start test. Extent manager dot start the test case. Okay, here we need to pass the one is the method name. Okay, one is the method name and the description. If we give the description inside a test case, suppose SRC, our test Java, suppose I am executing API JSON test. If we give description, how to get this description, we can get it method dot get annotation. What is the annotation we are using? At the rate test, right? At the rate test. At the rate test, we can get the description like this. It will get the description of the test case. We can start the test case. And once it is the after method, what we can do? After method, we have to after method just we need to end the test. That means just end means just from thread local we are removing. That's it. From the thread local we are removing that test case to avoid the conflicts. Then after suit, we have to write the after suit. In the after suit, we have to do the flush the report. Right. Once all the execution test cases execution is done, we have to flush the report. Then only it will generate the report. Otherwise, it will not generate. Okay. Just what we have done, we have created one report util, and then here we have created a method. It will initialize the extent report object. Right. We have created one more class extent manager. Here we have a different methods. One is to start the test, and then to get the test extent test object, and then to end the test. That means remove the test from the extent report and flush. Alright, we have called all these things in our base test. We have created before method. We are calling the start test, passing the method name and description. After method, we are just removing the test case from the thread local. After suit, we are just flush. Once you call the flush, then only it will generate report. Suppose if I execute this, come to our testng.xml methods. What is the test case name? API JSON test. API JSON test. Okay, how many test cases are there here? Two test cases are there. Okay, two test cases. I will give the thread count 2. Currently, we have only two test cases, just parallel methods, thread count 2. Run as the TestNG suite. Okay, we'll see how it will run. Okay, it is running. Okay, it got successfully ran. Now we have to see reports folder is generated with the execution type. Okay, now if I open this, right click on system editor. Okay, we'll see what it is generated actually. Okay, two test cases we have executed. See how it will be generated. This is the high level. Second tab will contain high level details. What is the start time and then what is the end time? How many passed, how many failed. See, this is the report name we have given. On top, we have given the API test result. On top, if you see, come to our report util. Here we have given API automation document title. What is API test results? This one. This document title will come on top of the, if you mouse over, it will come. This is the report name. Report name will come inside a report, that API report name. And then we have given configuration details. Configuration details comes here, right? We have given tester, what is the environment, what is the project. Whatever you want, you can set the here system info. It will come automatically in the report. Right now, come to first tab. It will show how many get users test, create test. But still we did not log, just we have executed. That's it. We have to log the what is the request, what is the response. Right, we did not log so far. So we have to log. If you want to log all these details, we have to do few more steps. Just it is generated a simple report. We will see now how to log those things. Right. Come to our API util. Come to API util. You want to log all the details. Right. Now you want to log the base URL. Okay. First we will get the extent manager dot. If you want to log extent manager dot get a test. We have to get the test. And then we can have a what we will do, get a test of home and just delete this. What it will return? It will return the get a test extend test object. Just point it extend a test. Right. Extend a test. First point it. Right now by using this we can log all the details. Okay. Extend test dot info. Here we can have a multiple. We can have a here screenshots we don't require because we are not doing any web application testing. We don't require any screenshots, just the information what we are test API details just we require. Here info executing the API. What is the request method and base URI request path. If you want to log one by one, we can also log it. Suppose if you try to see, okay, extent test dot info. Okay, info test case name. Test case name already is there. Inside a test data object also we have a test case name. If it is there, it will print it. Otherwise, empty. We'll see that. Then description we have, and then what else we have? Extend test dot info. What is the we can add all the details, whatever the executing all the details, request path, and then what is the base URI? Extend dot base URI and then request path. If you want to print headers, right? Request headers, and then request params, and then path params. If you want to request body, right? These are all the details we can show it in the what we are sending in the report. What is the expected? This we will see validation part. Okay, now once it is done, these are all we will get and updated. Actually, we will print this request body after updating so that we will get the exact request what we are sending here. So once we updated, then we will log this so that we will get the what is the exact payload. Okay, then once it is done, we got the response. That once we got the response, then we have to log the response. How to log the response? Response dot as pretty string so that it will print in some format. Okay. After that, validate response validation. Response validation we have anyway asset equals. Right. Anyway, we have here asset validation. If you want to, what is the expected and actual? If you want to print it, we can also print it. If you want to print it in this one, but actually extend test object we have created here, right? We have to create on top of it. Then only it will be visible to all the methods. I'll create just here. Okay. Okay, then remove here. Then extend test. Okay, extend test dot. And there are coming to here. Extend test dot info. What is the expected? What is the expected status code? And then what is the actual status code? If both are equal, it will pass. Otherwise, it will fail. Right here also we can have a pass fail these details. We can also add those details. What we will do, extend if it is pass. If it is pass, that means this step is successfully executed. That means it will execute successfully. Right. Otherwise, it will fail. Extend test dot pass status code matches with the actual status code. What is the actual status code? We'll see. That means just we are printing pass. That means to show in the report. Then if you want to show what we are validating, right? What we are validating, expected data, response data. Right here also we can have, right? We can have it validating the key. What is the expected? What is the actual? If it is just we can also have a here also pass value for the key matches for the expected value. Just we are checking. Now we will execute and see how response will come. Just we need to add simple, right? Info pass fail. Fail also we can do. In the catch block we can also do fail. If anything is failed, we can say if it is failed. Just refresh it. And then okay, this is the latest one. Okay, open with the system editor. Okay. Okay, here get request don't have any, but it should print base URI, those things, right? We'll see why it is not printed. Okay, here see description. See, it is see here problem is I think it is not working properly thread local because it is see combined. It is combined with both. Right, both the get user logs and create user test both logged into same test case. Same test case. There is a some issue. This is the problem with while executing the parallel. This is the problem we will get. Suppose if I stop, I think we have created thread local, but still we have some issue. Suppose if I kept only one, now I will run it. That means sequential running. We are running in a sequential manner. Okay, it will work fine now, but how to? We have to see the in parallel why we are getting issue. Just refresh it. Okay, it is generated report to open with the system editor. Okay, now see it is the test case name. I think we are not passing. So just it is coming null. Description request method base URI request what is the headers and parameters. These are all what is the request, what is the request body we are sending, what is the response and what we are validating here. That it is get 200 successfully 201. And then we got these are all validations correctly done. So if you see get users also, it is populated correctly. Right. If you run sequentially, there is no issue. If you run parallel only, it is combining Because why? Maybe extent test object is creating only one. Because where we have created extent test object, we have created before method, we have created the start extent test object. I think we called this one. I'll get a test in the coming to our API util. Okay, extent manager dot get test. Okay, get test object. It is created here. So when maybe we are creating on top, right? Maybe we'll see. We'll create in a local. But if we okay, we can call anyway. If you want to get the same test case, in the validate also we need to call. Okay, we'll get that. Okay, now we'll see. Now execute in parallel. Okay, so started running. Okay, it's done. Just refresh it. Okay, refresh, right click, open with system editor. Okay, see now it is fine. It is showing fine. Right. Just we have created on top of instance variable. So what is happening? It is both are pointing to same object. So it is getting only in one test case, it is logging both the test case logs. Right. We are getting that issue. To avoid that one, just call inside the each and validate method separately. Coming to API util, just call validate response again, call the extent report manager dot get test, and here also get test local variable, so that it is logged perfectly. Right, there is no issue. Right, like this we can avoid parallel. One is very important thing is logs while executing the parallel. These are the issues we will get. What issues? One log, one test case logs will merge into another logs. So it's very difficult to understand also, because we have to manage parallel execution while creating the objects. We must be very careful, right? Parallel execution, how to create the, here we have used the thread local and synchronized methods to avoid those parallel issues, and in API util also we have to call in a local variables, right? Get the inside a local variable same object. Here also we will get same object. That it will not create anything. Existing object only we are getting it. If we create it on top of it, there is a, we are getting only overriding one test case logs in another. So just creating a as a local variables to avoid it. Yeah, that's it for today's class. We'll see tomorrow's class. I will come up with one more integration thing into the framework. If you like the video and my way of teaching, just like and comment on the video. If you have any questions, you can comment on it. I will reply to that. Please subscribe with the channel, enable notification. Thanks for watching.